Ta-da! Good evening. An evening it is here this evening. All evening. I've been buying toys today. This isn't an unboxing because they didn't come in any boxes. I could have just done an unbagging. But I used the same bag for both items, so it would have been a bit confusing. So they're unbagged, but they're hidden. TV gold, you know, it makes sense. Robbo Lands Vids, I'm Rob Wheatley, you're here at Disgrace Lands, D-Lands. So I'm in the heart of the recording pit. This is where the chief scientist who lives over there somewhere, off screen, he's monitoring us, he's monitoring everything we do, right there somewhere. He chases me into the recording pit with his team of attack dogs on a regular basis and just tells me to get on with it. Throws the guitar of the day down there and says, do that, Robbo. Anyway, I escaped the other night and Dave McCallum, the invisible pineapple. Say hello, Dave. He's guarding me beer, head of security, obviously. And I've already done this video once, by the way. I just did this video earlier on. And I did it with the other camera, the high def camera, which meant that a 15-minute video came out to over 1 gigabyte. There's no bloody way I'm uploading a video that size unless it's, you know, really, it needs good sound quality. This one doesn't, believe me, it doesn't. I will be playing some guitar, a little guitar. No pun intended when I said it, but when I said it I thought that's actually as if I intended a pun, but I didn't. It's an unintended pun. Pun intended. Anyway. So I deleted the video and I'm going to do it again. So if I repeat myself, I'm the only one that's going to know about it. Anyway. There's on Facebook there's a for sale and wanted site for our local town here. And there's just lots and lots of good stuff. So I've had quite a few bits and pieces off there. I've had a classical guitar, I've had, what else have I had? I've got rid of a few things. I've had some other bits and pieces. I've had some guitar students from that site. And last night there was a couple of things advertised on, and I thought I'll go and grab those. So today, I went and grabbed this morning. I said I'll be playing a little guitar. See, it's a 6-string, it's a toy guitar, toy kids guitar, well not for toy kids, for real kids, but it's a toy for real kids probably. It's a Bon Tempi, and the model number is, I don't know why I do that, because I've got bloody stupid varifocals and they cost a lot of money and I just haven't used them. So GSW 55/N for Natural. But it has this gorgeous red colour on the back. If I can get that in the light, look at that. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that just? It goes all the way up the neck, up the neckage. It's all also. Look at there you go. Look at that. Look, savour the quality on the sides as well. It's actually quite sweet. It's bit of grain poking through and all that sort of stuff. Grain going all that sort of way and all that way, and then I don't know how many bits that neck's in. Anyway. Got a little banjo-y style tuners. It's a toy. It's the woman I bought it off of. I mean, it's cost me £3, £3, so about $5. So, and I like strange instruments and toy instruments because they can, you know, if you're using them for sort of effects and things like that, you can get some quite unusual stuff. And it's like having various bits of percussion around the place. You know, odd percussion. You might only use it once in years and years and years on a track, but sometimes it's exactly what you want. And the woman who had it and sold it to me is a piano teacher and a singing teacher. She sings how to play the piano. Play a C, play a G. It means she teaches singing and playing the piano separately or together. I don't imagine you have to do both. Anyway, none of my business. But she said, you know, it's just a toy, and she tried to tune it to something, but the lower strings, when you try and get them, you know, they're very floppy. And also the nut is really, really high, so I'm going to get in there with a Dremel and give it the old 6. I didn't count it. I wasn't counting. You're feeling lucky. I don't know. Need another one. And this bridge, look at the size of that. Look at them actions on that. That's absolutely excellent. So Got a bit of boing space there. So I can probably, you know, boing, boing, boing. So it needs about 4 foot taken off this end, and about 7 or 8 inches taken off this end, and all the strings are exactly the same thickness as well, which makes tuning it. That's why it makes tuning it quite difficult. Which is why you might notice it's actually a 5-string ride. Yes, this is Roboland. We have broken a string. Normal service is resumed. So I broke a string already, but that's alright, but I've got a plan for that. I was messing around with this, trying to get this tuned in anything I could find, and that worked, and I came up with this ridiculous tuning. And just because it sounded good, and it was, I tuned it from the high string, and it was a I've got to try and work it out, a G. Now, just because I'm pressing it on the full fret, and it's because this nut is so high. I mean, if you put on the bottom string there, and you press the first fret, so if that was an E, by the time I hit the second fret, I'd already be almost on a G. You'd normally do that on first, third, open third and fifth. So it needs a bit of sorting out, but I tuned it from the high string, where the high string would be if the thin string, if they're all different thicknesses. It would have been a G, D sharp, A sharp, G, C sharp, A sharp. I've got it written down. I wasn't doing that by ear, but I just got it written down. So, but because it sounded really cool. So you got that, and yeah, so that's a stupid tune that I wouldn't have written on anything else, and you can then transpose that onto a guitar and really, really chunk it out. I think it's an E flat or something, somehow that dumps it into an E flat. Something crazy quirky like that, I'm going to have some massive great stomping. What I'll do is I'll probably intro it with this thing, or without a tuning though. nice as a sort of thumb piano type effect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of work with the old Dremel in there and there, on there and there, and then I'm going to take one of these strings, which is exactly the same thing, and dump it back on the top where the other one was, and in order that they don't break, I'm probably going to drop the whole thing maybe down by half a tone or a tone anyway, and then I've got some old classical guitar strings, so I'll find something slightly thicker than the ones that are on here, and then dump them on the two bass strings perhaps, or one of the bass strings anyway. And I think that will be quite groovy. That'll also give it a different feel at the bottom end. Bottom two strings shouldn't be quite so floppy, but they'll still be. So, groovy stuff. Buy toys, experiment, mess about. I've got a new tune, I've got all the production idea in my head, I think, already. I've been walking around stomping, singing this to myself. And I think it's probably going to be a Roboland tune, and it's like, I think I just fancy getting on and recording in the next few days. So, I've got other things I've obviously got to record in the next few days, but you know, I'll do what I want. Anyway, that was toy number one. Buy toys, experiment, fun. You might write something you might never ever write on another instrument, so that's going to be an interesting tune. Then, this evening I went and picked this up, which, since I had the place redecorated, I used to have a rug down on the floor and it's gone, and it's all a bit echoey and a bit yuck in here at the moment. Sounds horrible. So, this was for sale for virtually nothing as well. Got £5, $7, $8, I don't know what the exchange rate is. And yeah, so I got this. This is going to go somewhere just to soak up a bit of sound and that. So there you go. See that? Do you see it? Do you see it? Isn't it a bit weird though that you get, of all things, guitarry to put on a rug, a left-handed 5-string bass? Very strange. A left-handed 5-string bass. Yeah, so imagine if you're a left-handed 5-string bass player. This might be the closest you ever get to one, because I don't imagine it's very easy to buy one. It's difficult enough buying a 6-string guitar, isn't it, if you're left-handed? So yeah, it's going to soak up some sound. It's a good laugh, isn't it? Sound-wise, oh yes, loads of thanks to Pete, D24V Music, I apologise, DV24 Music, I apologise. I've turned my computer off so there's no going. That always confuses me, numbers and letters, numbers and letters. Pete, nice one though mate, he recommended me a couple of VSTs by Variety of Sound, free VSTs by Variety of Sound. One was called Ferric, I think it's Ferric TD, Ferric TDS, something like that, but really, really cool saturation plugin. Me and Blaze used it on the master when we just finished recording the new version of Don't You Be Lonely. I was talking about that on a previous video. Click tracks and stomach aches, I think the video is definitely click tracks in the title, but how we recorded this entire tune a couple of years ago, not to a click track, and there was bits in it that just knotted and just, and a certain amount you can live with, but we couldn't, so we decided after all that we'll record it with a click track. And it was wicked. We got virtually the entire thing recorded in one evening. All I've got, we did, Blaze had already done his rhythm guitar and the previous week, and so this week I did got an arpeggiated guitar, my bass guitar, I did a guide vocal, so I had something to work with that. I then did some conga effects and stuff like that on my old drum machine, my old Zoom 234 drum machine. That was cool, bringing that out and doing that. And Blaze did some shakers, and then he did the main vocals. Brilliant, and we got really, really good vocal take. So I'm happy. We're both pretty happy with that. And all I've got to do is a lead guitar, and just on the probably on the drum machine again, just with 2 pads. So like wood blocks, click and stick sort of thing. Kick and stick or something like that, just really basic. Done that all the way through. I'll do that live, that won't take long. And yeah, Pete recommended these VSTs, and we dumped it on the master channel after we just recorded all that stuff, and we were just playing it back, sort of, not really mixed, and there was no effects. And as we were listening to it, I was bringing different effects in. There's an effect that I wanted on the arpeggiated guitar, which was one I'd used before, so I just cut and pasted and dumped that one on. There was an EQ thing I did to Blaze's guitar before, which we put on. Didn't like that, so eventually I ended up putting his through a Marshall amp simulator sort of thing. It's JCM 900. It's a free one with Reaper, I think it is. I use that quite a lot. It's pretty cool. Does the job for me. And as we were going through it, I then put, I can't remember what it was, the particular old amplifier VST on my bass, and that just brought that out, and that was amazing. And yeah, as we were listening to it, I then got the Ferric VST and just put that on the master channel, and me and Blaze just, wow, that's something else, and it just filled the room. It was really, really cool. So thank you very much for recommending that. And he's also recommended, from the same people, Variety of Sound, Baxter EQ, so I'm going to go check that out as well. And I think definitely, so thanks for recommending those, Pete. And say, if anyone's interested, free. Variety of Sound is the software developer, and good stuff. There's quite a few different things there as well, so go get them, go get them. Anyway, all good stuff. I've rabbited along for there. You think that says jazzy and loud, doesn't it? It says lazy and proud. I didn't buy this for myself, I couldn't be asked. I've just got something else to do, so good stuff. Catch you on the next one. Beer o'clock. You know it makes sense.